Hey guys, this is Donald Heslop, owner and principal of Padlock Technologies, here with a continuation video on Cisco Secure Access. We did a quick overview in the last video, and then we did another overview of the backhaul tunnel, which is the main component that you need to configure first before you can even do anything else in Secure Access. Now, today, what we're going to talk about is getting user uh, information into Cisco Secure Access. So this is basically users and groups into Secure Access, right? Users and groups. Now there are three ways to do this. Way number one is the AD connector. All right. So the AD connector, it's a little piece of software, puts on AD, and then it publishes whatever users and groups you have in AD into Secure Access. This is pretty much a very simple way of getting users into Secure Access. Now, the key to this, though, is it's going to look at the email address, right, for every user. So if you don't know, Secure Access, basically all user IDs are going to be email addresses, right? So even if you hook it up to the second method, which is a IDP, our identity provider. So your IDPs can technically be, make sure we're on green, it could be Entra ID, which is technically Azure. This is Azure AD. It can also be Okta, right? It could also be, if you have it, Duo Security, because that has, user information in there. Now, the benefit of doing this way is if you don't have an on-prem AD, you use Entra ID or Entra ID, whoever you ask will pronounce it differently. And you don't really have to have an onboard or on-premise AD. Now, there's some pros and cons to not having on-premise AD, especially when it comes to other solutions that you want to do certificates. Now you got to use things like Scatman instead of the, certificate connector and stuff like that, not your ID, but that's not the purpose of this video. And last but not least, number three is manual. All right. So what this is going to be is a CSV file that you would upload into Secure Access. Now, obviously, out of all of these, number three is probably the worst, right? It's a manual process. Every time you add a new account, you need to use a CSV file to add that account into Secure Access. Your best bet is probably going to be an AD connector or a IDP, one of the three IDPs here. Now, once you do this, there is a second piece that when you connect an IDP or you put a AD connector, this is where the ZTNA function comes in. Now, this is going to be dependent on IDPs, right? Secure Access does not do ZTNA based on the AD connector. It uses the IDP. So again, you can use Entra ID or Duo Security or Okta. Now, out of all of these, I would say there is some tight integration with Duo Security. You can have on top of ZTNA, you can do device posturing. With Duo. Now, Secure Access already comes with its own posturing mechanism as well. And you would see that once you create the zero trust policy, it asks you to pick a posture profile that you want to pick. And it's very simple. It's like, okay, do you have disencryption? Do you have firewall turn on? Do you have some type of AV? All that's going to happen. So basically, what that rule is going to do is going to say all these checks need to happen before I allow you in via ZTNA. Right? Once you meet all that, it'll let you go in. But every time you go to an application, and I'll use user here, go to application. Now, normally, what's going to end up happening is there's two type of ZTNA models here. There's the browser. Now we went over this in the previous section. So there's browser based and then client based. Both of these methods require some kind of IDP integration, right? To do ZTNA. So again, this was a quick video on how the second step, the first step obviously is going to be your backhaul tunnels. The second step is now you're going to provision your users and groups into secure access. And then after that, we're going to start going to the final piece or the final basic building block here, which is going to be the access policies. If you are interested in seeing how we can get SASE in your environment, look in the description. You can either download our white paper, or if you like what you see here and really want to get into implementing it, you can also hit the link down there that says Let's Talk at padlocktech.com and schedule a one-on-one discovery call. It's not going to be a sales call because I don't even know if I can help you yet, but that's what the discovery call is for. I hope you enjoyed this brief video. This is, I think, notebook nugget number 3. Hopefully this was informative, and thank you for watching.